Anne H. was born on May 25, 1969 in Aurora, Ohio. She was an actress, a director, an author, and a screenwriter. Her 3.5-year relationship with Ellen DeGeneres almost overshadowed her acting. In 1987, she landed a role on a soap opera called Another World and won a Daytime Emmy. Some of her films included Donnie Brasco, Milk Money, The Drawer, I Know What You Did Last Summer, 6 Days, 7 Nights, Volcano, and Wag the Dog, among many others. She thought going public with her relationship with Ellen derailed her career. She made appearances in the TV shows Dancing with the Stars, Nip Tuck, Ally McBeal, Murphy Brown, and Men in Trees, just to name a few. She had a rough childhood. 3 of her siblings died, and she said her father molested her and he died from AIDS. She didn't get along with her mom. She dated Lindsey Buckingham and Steve Martin. She suffered from mental issues and sometimes heard voices. She had a breakdown after taking the drug ecstasy right after her relationship with Ellen ended. She believed she was from the 4th dimension and had another personality named Celestia. She published 2 memoirs, one titled Call Me Crazy, and the second one was Call Me Anne. She said Harvey Weinstein had her fired from a movie after rejecting him. She was married once and had 2 children. She died in 2022 from a tragic car accident. She was speeding in a residential neighborhood and ran into a house. She was on life support for a week or so. She didn't have any drugs or alcohol in her system. She suffered from smoke inhalation and thermal injuries from the fire that engulfed her car after it crashed. Her organs were donated. She was 53 years old. Cliff Burton was born on February 10, 1962 in Castro Valley, California. He was the influential and talented bass player and a songwriter in the band called Metallica. Damage Incorporated is probably my favorite Cliff-era song. What's yours? He started playing the bass at age 13. His older brother Scott died from a cerebral hemorrhage that same year, and Cliff told his parents, "I'm going to be the best bassist for my brother." His first band was called Easy Street and included 2 future members of Faith No More. After playing a show with a different band called Trauma at the Whiskey A Go-Go in Hollywood, he was approached by James Hetfield and Lars Ulrich about joining their little band called Metallica. Cliff would only join if the band agreed to relocate to San Francisco. They did, and the rest is history. Cliff helped write and record Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, and Master of Puppets. Definitely some of the best metal albums ever. He was also given a writing credit on the song To Live Is to Die on their next album called And Justice for All. He was posthumously inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2009. Many people say Cliff was the heart and soul of Metallica. He never married and had no children. He died in 1986 after Metallica's tour bus slid off the road in Sweden. He switched bunks with guitarist Kirk Hammett. Everyone else on board survived. The driver claimed they hit a patch of black ice, but singer James Hetfield said he felt the driver was drunk or fell asleep at the wheel. The driver was found innocent of any wrongdoing. Cliff was 24 years old. Cozy Powell was born on December 29, 1947 in England. His birth name was Colin Trevor Blukes. He was an amazing and influential drummer. He was charming and friendly according to people who knew him. He once said, "I play the drums like I drive. Crazy." He did session work for a long time. It's staggering the number of legendary artists and bands he worked with. What bands were they? Well, I'll tell you. The Jeff Beck Group, Rainbow, Michael Schenker Group, Gary Moore, Robert Plant, Brian May, Whitesnake, Peter Green, Cinderella, Emerson, Lake and Powell, and Black Sabbath. He appeared on at least 66 albums. He got the name Cozy from a jazz drummer named Cozy Cole. He taught himself how to play the drums. He once played 400 different drums in 58 seconds on a British TV show called Record Breakers. He loved driving race cars and even considered it as a career at one point. In 1998, a motorcycle accident prevented him from touring with Yngwie Malmsteen. Later that year, he was dating a woman who was married. He was driving drunk in bad weather to her place because she desperately needed him. She called to ask where he was. The last thing she heard him say on the phone was, "Oh shit," and then a loud bang. He wasn't wearing his seatbelt and he was ejected through the windshield. He died at the scene from the accident. He was 50 years old. Diana, Princess of Wales, was born on July 1st, 1961 in Sandringham, Norfolk, England. Her birth name was Diana Frances Spencer. She met Prince Charles while he was dating her older sister. Diana married the prince in 1981. I still remember watching the wedding live on TV. She was a loving mother, a style icon, and a humanitarian. She was charming, beautiful, and had a great sense of humor. People were drawn to her. She was involved in many charities. Some of the issues she cared about were banning landmines, mental health issues, cancer, AIDS awareness, and helping the less fortunate. She loved children and worked at a school before marrying Charles. She spoke openly about her struggles with mental health. They divorced in 1996. She was in talks to star in the second Bodyguard movie with Kevin Costner before she died. She was married once and had 2 children, William and Harry. She died in 1997 from a car wreck in Paris. The car she was riding in with Dodi Fayed was being chased by paparazzi. The People's Princess will be remembered forever. She was 36 years old. Mark Bolan was born on September 30th, 1947 in England. His birth name was Mark Veld. He's known for being the singer, guitar player, founder, and songwriter in the band called T-Rex. His music and flamboyant style influenced many bands. They were formed in 1967 as an acoustic duo, and they went by Tyrannosaurus Rex. After going electric and glam in 1970, they shortened it to T-Rex. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2020. The Hall said of the band, T-Rex was a rock and roll comet that graced Earth and left behind a new rock style that inspired generations of musicians. Their most well-known song is called Bang a Gong, Get It On, released in 1971. He was married once but couldn't stay faithful. He moved on to singer Gloria Jones and they had a son together. She was driving the car when he died in September of 1977. They were both intoxicated and not wearing seatbelts. She wrecked the car. Mark died instantly. She had a broken arm and jaw. He was 29 years old. Johnny Horton was born on April 30th, 1925 in Los Angeles, California. He's known for being a singer, songwriter, and musician. Some of his biggest hits included The Battle of New Orleans and North to Alaska. He recorded traditional country and rockabilly songs. He died at the peak of his popularity. He moved around the country a lot. He attended a junior college in Texas on a basketball scholarship. He briefly attended Seattle University and Baylor University. He didn't graduate. He moved to Alaska in 1948 to mine for gold. This is when he started writing songs. His first marriage didn't last long because of his busy touring schedule. In 1953, he married his second wife, Billie Jean Jones, widow of country music legend Hank Williams. He started having success, and then he recorded The Battle of New Orleans, which he did not write. It won a Grammy, and Johnny became even more popular. He died in November of 1960 after he was in a car accident. It was a head-on collision, and the other driver was drunk. He was 35 years old.